I'm willing to bet that a ton of you are just cooped up in your house, watching your board in the corner just collect dust because you're not out riding it. Maybe a couple of you are sneaking a few minutes out of your day to get some fresh air, going on a ride. Either way, when this whole thing is over, we're all gonna wanna go out, grab our boards, go for rides, and just enjoy the freedom and niceness of being outside. And to prepare ourselves for those upcoming rides, I've put together an updated list of electric skateboard essential accessories to help make those rides better. I've broken up this list into a couple of different categories, from safety, storage, things you want to keep in a backpack, tech, and accessories that will affect how your board feels and rides, and maybe a couple of miscellaneous things afterwards. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. The first thing that I have on my list is, of course, a helmet. The reason why I have a helmet listed first is because, in my opinion, it's an absolute essential. It doesn't take a lot to throw one on, but it offers so much to wear one. For helmets, ideally you'd want to get one that's MIPS certified, but honestly, I think that any skateboard helmet is suitable for most riding out there. If you find yourself pushing it, going super fast, 30 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, or you just want to be a little bit more protected, you can go with a full face helmet. Wearing one of these will fully protect your face and your chin in the event that you slam, while a half shell normal helmet protects, well, half. You know how you ride and you know how much protection you need on your rides, so get a helmet that fits your riding needs. I'll link a couple that I recommend down below, along with everything else you'll find on this list. But definitely a helmet, that's number one. Continuing with the safety category is pads. If you're an experienced rider, you probably already know if you want to wear pads or not. If you're completely new to skateboarding and you just picked up a board that goes 25 miles per hour and you have absolutely no skill whatsoever, I highly recommend getting some elbow pads, some knee pads, some wrist guards, the works. Do not be ashamed of needing or wanting to wear padding, ladies and gentlemen. I wasn't wearing pads for the longest time, but recently I've been pushing boards a lot harder and faster, easily hitting 30 plus miles per hour, which is insanely fast to be standing on a piece of wood. And during those speed tests, I've opted to wear sort of discreet armored clothing padding. You've probably seen my eSkate USA flannel, which has hidden padding in the elbows along with the back. Same goes for the lazy rolling jacket that I just got. It's dope that there's clothing out there with hidden padding, so those of you who maybe do feel a little self-conscious can still have protection. I really love how discreet it is. It just looks like normal clothes, but in the event that I do take a spill going 30 miles per hour, I'll be happy to know that it's got my back, literally. Thankfully, I haven't had a bad crash yet, knock on wood, but if and probably when it does happen, I'm happy to know I'm covered. Next up is lights. Not only do lights look super cool, some people deck out their boards with all kinds of LEDs looking like a futuristic Tron setup, and I think it's awesome. But if you ride a lot at night, I think that lights are a safety essential. To be seen is to be safe. Let's face facts here. Drivers, at least anecdotally in my experience, are idiots. I always assume that they can't see me, and if you make yourself shine so bright, like you're your own mini personal rave on wheels, there's absolutely no way they can't not see you. Like helmets, I think any lights are better than no lights, but I think Shred lights offer the best lighting solution out there. They're small, they're bright, they fit on pretty much any board. Not only do they make you visible, which is exactly what you want, but they're bright enough to light up the path in front of you. No matter how metal it sounds, you don't want to be thrashing into a path of darkness. Alternatively, Backfire also makes a Canon LED light, which works pretty well. It's a little bit bigger, but it's still very bright. Combining lights on your board with some LED underglow lights is magnifique. There was this one time where I was doing a speed test and the sun set, it was dark. I had absolutely no lights on me, and I ended up just using the light on my iPhone to sort of just let people know that I'm on the road. Every time I saw a car coming, I would flash it in their direction, and if I saw a car coming behind me, I would flash it backwards, just so that I could be seen. The road was so dark and I did not want anyone to hit me. While it did work in that situation, it's definitely not a permanent thing. It's not something you want to be doing all the time. I think a dedicated set of lights for night rides is essential. Again, any lights, better than no lights. And then gloves, and they protect your hands. These things, in case you fall down. Asphalt is rough, your hands aren't, and well, it'll definitely chew it up. I have a pair of Flatland 3D skate gloves which were given to me. I haven't taken a bad fall with them, but I know that if I did, my palms would be happy because they'd be intact. I usually throw them on when I go for a little bit more risky maneuvers on my board where I know I'm sort of expecting to fall. And if you're into sliding, like downhill longboard sliding, but doing it on an electric board, you can get longboard slide gloves that have like a plastic puck on the palm, which are meant to touch the asphalt and slide with. They even have some that spark, and if you're into sliding, I think that's definitely needed because you don't want to be sliding on raw palms. So yeah, gloves, not exactly essential, but if you do that kind of stuff on your board, you just might need them. Next category of accessories are stands. Sure, you could just lay your board up against the wall. It's free, it works, but having a sort of stand is just a little bit nicer, and it's actually really cheap too. You can use guitar stands like the ones that you lay on the floor. Those seem to work actually really good. But for something a little bit cooler, in my opinion, you can also get the guitar stands that you mount on the wall. It sort of gives your board like a levitating, floating look. It elevates your board into an accessory, sort of like a statement piece, almost like some artwork on the wall for your room, apartment, house, garage, whatever you're in, and it's just really easy to do. Both of these are around like 10, 15 bucks at most. Super cheap, really easy. Definitely recommend getting one if you don't already have one. You can also store your board in a bag. I bought one specifically to pack a couple of boards with me to the Philippines. I used it in place of my checked luggage, so not only can I use it for storage, I can also use it for travel. We're doing some double multi-purpose usage here, which is something I'm a fan of. But if you're a little bit more run and gun, you might need something where you can quickly access your board on your backpack itself. There are bags made specifically to carry electric skateboards. I've tried out a couple from Makar bags, and they're much more comfortable than your typical skate backpack with just some straps, and that's because it actually aligns straight up onto your back. Now these boards are like, what, 15 pounds plus, and you do not want to have that just sagging and dragging on your back, because after a while it can cause some serious pain there. Carrying something that heavy is a real pain in the back. But yeah, Makar bags were really good. Highly recommend them. Having one of these makes it easy to hop in and out of stores because you don't have to sort of carry your board by your side. I always underestimate how long it is, and I like bump my board into things. So just having it strapped to my back can be really convenient. I don't always use a bag that has a board strapped to my back, but I do use some sort of backpack pretty much every single time I ride. Which brings us into category 3 of accessories. Things that you want to keep in your skate backpack. Honestly, any backpack can be a skate backpack if you put it on your bag while you skate. Just make sure that it's comfortable and it can fit all the things that you want to keep on your person while you're out on your ride. One thing that I like to make sure I always have in my backpack is a skate tool of some kind. This is your average T-tool. It comes with pretty much every single board out there that you buy. Having one of these is nice because you can, well, make adjustments to your board, which you're probably gonna need to. I often tighten or loosen my trucks based on what I'm doing. If I want to push myself a little faster and I feel like I would get some wobbles, I use this, tighten up my trucks real quick, and I feel just a bit more stable. There are different variations to skate tools, like this one right here. It folds up really small and nice, and it's just more convenient to have versus the T-tool, just a little bit smaller, but essentially does the same thing. These are really cheap and easy to put in your bag. Highly recommend it. Either you or maybe someone in your group ride will need it, and you're gonna be the lifesaver of the day. Next thing to keep in the bag are sunglasses or sunnies. Yeah, I ride with sunglasses pretty much all the time. When it's sunny out, I have really sensitive eyes, so when it comes to bright lights, I just get blinded, and sunglasses help. I often ride when there's sun out, so sun out, shades out. I don't know if this is just a Virginia thing, right? When I'm riding and I'm going fast doing my speed test, sometimes I be hitting bugs and stuff. They fly into my face, and the sunglasses just help make sure that, you know, flies don't go in my eyes. And you look cool too, so. Another thing you want to keep in your bag is just some extra hardware, tools, belts, if you use belts, maybe even a couple of bearings in there. One time I was out for a ride, my truck nut just popped off. I lost a bearing. Luckily I had an extra one in my bag. Threw it on and I was good to go. You can keep like a bag or a little toolbox filled with extra little parts. Like a little maintenance bag, just of everything you would need if you were to break down. Another thing I keep in the bag is a power bank, just to cheap little power bank. I have several laying around in my bags, and I mainly use it to either charge my phone, charge my remote. Oh my gosh, you do not want to be left out on a ride with a dead remote. Gotta have a power bank in your bag with the appropriate charging cables, just because you just don't want to run out of power. Again, it's easy to carry. Most of you probably already have one, and yeah, just throw it in your bag before you go for a ride. And the last one is an idea sent to me. I don't do it myself, but getting a mini first aid kit is definitely not a bad play. Maybe just some like bandages, some cleaning solution, just in case you fall, get some scrapes. Maybe not you, maybe someone else falls, they get a little gash, a little cut, you just want to clean that up, put a bandage on it, you know, just something. I mean, of course, for the bigger, you know, more serious occasions, you want to get medical help. But for the little things, having a small first aid kit, I think I'm gonna get one. I think they sell at the drugstore for a couple bucks. I'm gonna pick one up. Next category of accessories is tech, and I am a heavy believer in filming your rides. That's why I always have an action camera, or in my case, a 360 camera to film my rides with in my bag all the time. I use both the Insta 360 1X and the Insta 360 1R just to film my rides, because 360 video and electric skateboard footage I think just goes hand in hand together, and it makes filming yourself and your rides super easy, and it just looks really cool too. Highly recommend these cameras. If you haven't seen my videos on them, definitely go check them out. The 1X is good. The 1X is better because not only can it do 360, it can act as your sort of normal action camera too. I also get a lot of questions about the apps that I use to track my speed and my rides during these videos. All of the apps that I use are on iOS, so sorry Android users. First one that I use is the Ride app. This tracks your speed. It gives you a little mini map. It gives you an average speed, top speed, tracks your distance, which is good if you want to do those range tests. I also use Vidometer, which is sort of like a video speedometer. This app uses the actual camera on your phone and gives it a sort of HUD speedometer overlay on top, making it really easy. You don't have to do any extra editing. It's a really cool app, but I recently switched over to Timestamp Camera, another app that pretty much does the same thing with a little bit more flexibility. You can add different widgets to it, like a map graphic, speed graphic, course graphic, G-force, altitude, distance, a bunch of different things. I pretty much only use the speed thing so I can add a little speedometer on my videos and you guys know exactly how fast I'm going. I paid for this app. I think it was only a couple bucks, but I think it's worth it. If you're going out for a cruise and you're the type that likes to listen to music, I do recommend wearing headphones, you know, get some earbuds, throw some in there, but I don't recommend wearing both if you have them. Just throw one on because you don't want to not be able to hear what's going on around you. Sometimes I'll just throw one on, turn the volume down low so I can hear my music, but also what's going on around me. I think doing this is okay. I think what's better is just having a little Bluetooth speaker, maybe in your bag or clipped on your bag, playing some music, that way people can hear you. I wouldn't say play it too loud so everyone hears you, but you know, just enough so that you can hear it, and maybe someone who's crossing the street doesn't see you, maybe they can hear you, which also adds to the safety of it, along with providing entertainment for yourself on your ride. On group rides, I know a lot of people like to bring like a loud boombox. That's cool too. I love it. I think it's dope. I personally just wouldn't want to carry something that big with me on a ride. This next group of accessories are things you can do or add to your board that will actually change how your board will ride and feel. First up is double kingpin trucks or carving trucks or surf adapters. If you have normal reverse kingpin trucks, throwing these on your board will just add so much more turning radius. It's kind of nuts. I've tried double kingpin. I've tried these weird trucks from Major Arcs, which I think are coming out soon, and with trucks like that you can actually do like full tight circle 360s, and it's a sensation of turning that I've never felt before that can only be felt with trucks like that. I know Waterborne has a surf adapter. Haven't tried those out yet, but they look really cool. I think it'll sort of do about the same thing, adding more carviness to your ride and just upping the fun factor of your board. To change how your trucks feel at a much lower price point, you could always just upgrade your bushings. Your standard bushings on your board are probably fine, but you could upgrade them to maybe more premium bushings. Some makers of them are Orangutan, Riptide. Honestly, there are a ton of bushings out there that come in different durometers of hardness, softness, shapes to go with how you want them to feel, how you want them to return the center, and just overall how you want your trucks to turn. The main ones I use are the orangutan nipples, and it just feels a lot better. I get more control out of the board, more control in my carves, and with double barrel setups I just feel more stable, which is key, especially if you want to go fast. You do not want to get any wobbles. You don't want to feel uncomfortable on your board at high speeds. Up next is wheels. If your board allows you to swap out your wheels and you're not using hub motors, I think that getting longboard wheels is a good idea. Let's face it, some people make crappy wheels, some people make really good wheels. Any long-time longboard manufacturer who makes wheels I can pretty much recommend. Again, Orangutan, ABEC 11. Oh, these guys, Slick Revolution, made some foamies and I thought those were awesome. Going with bigger wheels can definitely change your ride. Adding bigger wheels to your board can actually increase your top speed, although you will lose a little bit of nimbleness in the carve and a little bit of acceleration, but it's a whole different ride. You can actually take the board off-road and just change the way your board rides altogether, which is pretty cool if that's something you're into. You can go big wheels, you can go small wheels, you can just change the color of your wheels if that's what you want to do. There are a ton of wheels out there in the market, and it's an easy way to change how your board looks and feels. Next is bearings. If you don't like the bearings that you're currently using, I highly recommend getting Bones Reds. I've been riding them ever since I started skateboarding and they've never let me down. Ball bearings sometimes bust and you would need extra bearings, so just get a pack of Reds now. If one of your bearings in your boards breaks, swap them out and you should be good. There are like super premium expensive ceramic bearings. I don't necessarily recommend them because I don't feel the difference. I mean, you can get them if you want, like just to have them, but I think just standard Reds are fine for pretty much everyone. Next thing is grip tape. If you want to feel a little bit more locked in, there's this grip tape called Vicious Grip Tape. I had this on my downhill longboard when I was free riding, and it's just like locks onto your feet. It just like bites at your feet and doesn't let go. It just absolutely shreds. It's so coarse. It can tear up your pants, it'll tear up your hands. You just need a little bit of it where you put your feet and you're gonna be set. Doing slides, doing hard carves, your feet aren't going anywhere. Electric skateboard manufacturers even started making padded grip tape. If you want to increase your comfort level on a board, you could always throw some on where you put your feet. That kind of grip tape has like a little bit of cushion on there and it's kind of nice. And there's also graphic grip tape if you want to just make your board a one-of-a-kind thing, make it stand out from the rest of the other boards out there. I don't do it myself, but I really appreciate when people give their board a custom look. And then there's these bindings or toe straps. In the last video, you saw me throw them on from the Leaf Tech board. With these, you're able to sort of just lock your foot into the binding and you can do jumps with it. You can really lean into your carve because your feet are locked in, kind of like you're on a snowboard. I thought these would be easy to find online, but I can't really find them. I did find these on eBay. They were called toe hooks or something. I'll link them down below. Now they're not as big, so I don't know how easy it would be to do a jump on them, but they are very similar if you want to check them out. I don't know, I didn't think these would be so hard to find. If someone can make them or maybe 3D print them, that would be cool. Hit me up, let me know. I'd be happy to try out some 3D printed skateboard bindings. A couple of miscellaneous things are like little bash guards that you can put on your nose and tail to keep your board from chipping. You can also get this grip gum, which cleans your grip tape. I personally don't care about having dirty grip tape. I think dirty boards are cool. I personally don't see any need in it, but if you're the type that likes to have your board nice and clean, then that's something cool that you can use to clean that up with, because grip tape is not easy to clean. See, other than that, I can't really think of any other accessories that I use. If there are some that you use, let me know what they are in the comment section down below. I want to know what your favorite electric skateboard accessories are, or if there's something out there that you just can't ride without, whether it be, I don't know, like snacks or your favorite hoodie or something. Just let me know. Leave that down in the comment section down below. Anyways, that was a list of things that I use. Again, I'll leave everything listed in the description. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Thank you so much to my patrons over here for supporting what I do. You guys are awesome. If you want to be a patron, again, linked in the description. But yeah, until next time guys, stay stoked. I'm out. Peace. Yeah, when I say I'm gonna be out, I'm really just gonna be sitting here, quarantined. Not much I can do. Maybe play some games. Follow me on Twitch if you want. Stream pretty much every day.